And the map to start things off is going to be Crusader. So both players wishing each other good luck, and it would help switch there. Okay. We are underway. Map's going to be Crusader. Hope you all are ready to see a really good game, because we have here today Nal and Nada. Now, I don't know how much that means to most of you, but to the StarCraft community, that means quite a bit. These two are very good players, both belonging to some very, very good sponsors. They have a lot of money behind them, and there's a reason why. We're going to see some great stuff here today. Nal is going to play Protoss. You hopefully saw him earlier play versus Mondragon. An excellent strategy to win him the second map there. Went with some Corsairs and Dark Templar, killed off his opponent's Overlords. So he is quite the strategic guy. Off the start here, not too much going on. Not going to reveal the start locations, as there are many on this map. For those of you just joining us, I am Wax Steven for Inside the Game here at BlizzCon 2005. Check out www.radioigg.com for all the action. We do have a video stream up. I believe it is getting quite hammered, though. Got a pretty far build out from the base coming from Nada, blocking off one of his choke points. Nal has just seen that, going to stop his probe from scouting. Again, that scout early on, kind of important to tell what your opponent's doing. Watched Nada practice that a little bit early on, making sure he got the placement right on that Rax. Taking a look inside Nal's base, getting himself the standard buildings here. Cybernetic score going down, and gateway as well. Apparently he's got a little probe that could. The probe is trying to get himself through the racks. Going to do a little bit of damage there. Not terribly in danger. Got a factory going down now for Nada. Pretty standard stuff for Protoss. We do have ourselves a pylon down at the choke point for Nal. Scouting SCV coming in for Nada in Nal's main base. Seeing what's going on with his opponent. Not seeing any surprises as of yet. Now going to send off a probe, trying to distract that SCV. Marine has popped now at the racks of Nada. Nada going to get his machine shop down soon. Again, the map is Crusader. It's the same size as most of the maps, but there are four starting locations. And the way they are placed, it maximizes the map size. Lots of mineral deposits. Lots of SP geysers. Could see a pretty long matchup between these two. First Dragoon has popped. For Nal gonna make his way down towards his opponent's base. Got ourselves another gateway. And the second Dragoon. Taking a look inside the main base of Nada again. Got ourselves a second factory coming down. Dragoon making away at the racks now of Nada. Taking some damage there. It's not immediate danger. Siege tank has popped. Going to scare that Dragoon away most likely. Yep, there it goes. He's going to keep his barracks to the ground. You can raise up your buildings, at least most of them, as Terran. SCV coming over to repair the damage to the siege tank. Second factory finished now. More Dragoons coming down for Nal. Looks like he's going to try some kind of containment on his opponent. Two Dragoons now picking away at the racks. We're going to Siege Tank in Siege mode. Another Siege Tank come down. Going to push those Dragoons back. Keep them away from his flaming racks. Vultures popping now. Going to see lots of spider mines, most likely. Some scouting being done early on by Nal Ra, making sure his opponent doesn't build any expansions in the obvious places. Third Siege Tank and more Vultures come down now for Nada. Again, Nada playing Terran, and Nal Ra playing Protoss. Second match that Nal Ra has played today. Did very well in his first, which is Mondragon. He won that 1 and 2. Siege Tanks and Vultures now coming out of the main base of Nada. Going to push back those 3 Dragoons. Dragoon's just going to back off and head back. Siege Tank's going to turn into Siege mode. Push back the Dragoons even more. 1 Dragoon goes down. Now 4 Vultures have been upgraded on their speed. Heading on up towards the middle of the map. More Vultures popping from those factories of Nada. Again, he's sticking with 2 factories and 1 machine shop. Trying to gather up some minerals, probably. Still no expansion from him. It appears Nal Ra has canceled his as well, and here's why. We've got Nada making his way through the middle of the map. He's going to push some Dragoons back of Nal Ra. He's got 5 Dragoons there. And we've got quite the flank going on. Spider mines being dropped all over that expansion. Nada trying to ensure that his opponent does not build there for a little while. More spider mines being dropped in that location. Dragoon's going to focus fire those mines, finish them off 1 at a time. Again, Nal Ra not terribly frightened of his opponent, and he might be paying for it right now. The Vultures will block the choke point, finishing off 3 more of their Dragoons. Very nicely done there by Nada. Nada going to finish off the pylon as well without too much trouble. Looking inside the base of Nal Ra. Good to see some Zealots. There we go. Zealots starting to pop from the gateways, trying to go after those spider mine dropping Vultures. Again, Vultures very quick. I don't think we've had any upgrades to those Zealots. No, we haven't. The Citadel is still not out yet. So the Zealots going to fall pretty quickly here. Nada moving into the base now of his opponent Nal Ra. Probes biting the dust as the Vultures just have their way with the base of Nal Ra. Going to try and finish off one of the outlying pylons. Got a probe just kind of wandering around as well. Vulture of Nada, rather. Going to see that very quickly. Make his way up through the middle of the map. Nal Ra going to say GG early on. This one's going to go to Nada very quick. We should be moving on to the second map in just a moment. Nicely played there by Nada. Second map's going to be Roads to Antigua Prime. GG! Waiting on Nal Ra to join up. Shouldn't be but a moment, folks. Definitely stay tuned. And be sure to grab a seat here, if there is one left. Yeah, there's a couple left. Should be another very good match. Again, these are custom maps created specifically for the BlizzCon tournament. It's double elimination. So far, all the Korean players have stayed inside the winner's bracket. Nada, Nal Ra, Yellow, and Reach. And we are starting. Here we go, next map underway. Again, for those of you just tuning in or coming to hang out over here at the invitational area. This is Wax Steven for Inside the Game, www.radioitg.com. We do have a video stream live, and we are watching Nalra versus Nada. Nalra playing Protoss, and Nada playing Terran. BlizzCon 2005 Invitational Tournament. Map is Roads to Antigua Prime. If there is a third map, it will go to Signal. So far, that has been the player's map of choice, at least from our conversation at Hooters yesterday. Oh, and I forgot to mention earlier when we casted the first game, I'm not sure if Bunny mentioned it, but one of the Warcraft 3 players that was supposed to come to the tournament, Insomnia, did get into a car accident on his way to the airport. We still need to get some more updates on that, but last I heard, I think he's okay. He did have some damage to his legs. I'm not entirely sure how he's doing right now, but I know he did have to make a trip to the ER. So if everybody could just, keep that in mind and throw out some prayers for him, that'd be great. Anyway, following the action again, we have Nada building out his buildings near the choke point to block his opponent. Now Ra away from his base yet again. Probe's going to try and do some damage to that barracks. Throwing down a supply depot and a Rax. We've got an SCV coming up to repair the damage done to the building SCV. Could be dangerous if he gets into the red. There's almost like a 50% chance he could die. Standard buildings being built off the start. We've got ourselves a gateway and a pylon going down inside the base of Nalra. Keeping his buildings fairly close to the choke point. Rax about to crank out his first Marine. Cybernetics core going down now as well for Nalra. First Marine is popped, going after one of the probes, the scouted probe of Nalra. Nothing terribly exciting happening as of yet. Got our first factory going down now here for Nada. Probes going around, doing a little bit of scouting here for Nalra. Again, he's not really too aware of what's going on with his opponent. Got some interesting selections of buildings off the start here for both players. I think both players are getting a little sneaky. Nalra now going to block his choke point. Going to make sure there's no early scouting coming from his opponent. Looks like he is going to try and scout a little bit, maybe do a little bit of damage to that Rax off the start. Nada's in the purple, and Nalra is in the orange. Orange is a fairly stylish color. I think purple is a bit more regal, but, go with what you get. Siege tank is popped for Nada. Gonna put it in siege mode, guard against that choke point being attacked. Vultures popping out for Nada. interesting early units collection from both players. Could see some really good stuff coming up soon. Kind of expected this to be a longer game because the starting locations are pretty far apart. Again, now we're on doing some early scouting. Here comes a Dark Templar now, going after the supply depot. Nada with no scouts. He will lose the supply depot most likely. SCV is going to come over to repair it. Still taking some major damage, but they are enough to keep it in check. Third SCV coming over. That should keep it from exploding. It's usually a good thing. Try and keep your buildings from exploding. Missile turret coming down now. Got a drop ship top left now. Doing a nice little drop on the expansion. Gonna finish off this expansion pretty easily. Dark Templar not really doing anything. I don't know why. I don't think Nal has seen that yet. Oh, no, he's just waiting for the spider mine. There it goes. Dragoon finishes off the spider mine as well. And in the process, there's a blue pile of goo. Siege tank's still there, making away at the assimilator. Gonna finish it off. Siege tank gone now. Looks like he has saved that expansion, but barely. It's clinging to life. Probe's going to come back up now. They were basically saved from harm. Another drop on the way. Dropped up on the ridge. 4 siege tanks. Going to be picked up by the dropship so they do not go into the red as quickly. Finishing off those pylons. Now moved into siege mode. Going to finish off that other pylon there. Nexus taking some major damage. We got a Dark Templar making its way through the middle of the map. Now Ra might have to give up on this expansion. Should be gone very shortly. It is. Dragoons still being created here by now. Don't know how long that's going to last, though. It's probably running a bit short on minerals. Doing some scouting now with the Dark Templar, making sure his opponent doesn't build any. Making sure his opponent doesn't build any expansions. Going to move forward, going closer to the choke point now. Going to finish off some more of the buildings of now. Doing some damage there. Going to finish off this gateway. Now Ra not really able to do too much at this point. He's going to be forced to build at his other expansion base, throwing down 2 gateways now. Drop ships being positioned out a little bit further so they can take out some long distance buildings. Here comes a Dark Templar about to do some major damage with these siege tanks. Siege tanks being picked up very quickly. One goes down, the second one goes down. Dragoons coming down as well. Going after the dropships now is Nal Ra. Nal Ra chasing after those dropships. Still 112 HP left on one. He will get that away. 2 siege tanks manages to stay alive. Again, Nal Ra was backed into a corner in the second game versus Mondragon. He was able to pull that one out, so we don't know what will really happen in this game. Nada going to try and push his advantage a little bit more. Goes forth and starts to get himself an expansion ready. Spider-Mine's going to detect the Dark Templar and finish that off. Basically, Nal-Ra's only scout. The army of Nada starting to make its way towards the other side of the map. This could be the end of Nal-Ra. Nal-Ra has just seen the attack, though. Going to possibly try and get something going here. Going to move his Dragoons into the choke points to try and hold off the Vultures as long as possible. More Dragoons coming down. Going to try and bring them over. Vultures starting to make their way through the Dragoons. Dark Templar moving forward. Spider-Mine going to detect it. Get in a nice little shot there on one of the Dragoons. Dark Templar goes down. And here come the siege tanks. One Dragoon bites the dust. Dragoons still pegging away at the Vultures as they sneak their way inside. Comsat scan, and that will be the end of that choke point. Nada moving forward. Never moving backward. Siege tanks being dropped in a closer location. Doing some damage to those gateways. Great Spider-Mine placement by Nada. Gonna end those Dragoons before they even come into existence. Dark Templar popping, gonna take out several of the Vultures of Nada as well. Nada's still looking pretty good here, though. Bringing over lots more Vultures. This is gonna be the end of Nal-Ra very soon. Nal-Ra saying good game. Nada gonna take this 1 and 2. Nada's gonna move on in the winners brackets.